Testing is now complete and this is the full review of the New Balance 1080 V13. Right, so before we get into it, if you haven't checked out the first impressions review of this one, make sure when you get a chance, go back and watch that one just to see how my opinions differ in the shoe. So the V13 is obviously the 13th model of the 1080 series. So the 1080 series historically has been their flagship shoe. They claim in the website that this is their most versatile shoe as well. So price wise, $260 here in Australia, $165 in the US. Now weight wise, it's pretty light in its category, 9.2 ounces or 262 grams in a men's size 9. So in the price, it's pretty much standard for what I'd expect of a premium daily trainer. It always could be cheaper, 7.5 out of 10. And in the weight, it actually doesn't feel that heavy on the foot. It actually feels quite light and nimble. So pretty happy with the weight, 7.5 out of 10. Right, so in the upper, we have got a pretty thick engineered mesh here, and it's quite a flexible material as well. It sort of feels like a knit, but this shoe just screams out comfort. So we've got plush padding throughout. So lots and lots of padding around the heel collar there, as you can see. Nice big padded pillow on the Achilles. Very plush and padded tongue as well. We've got a gusseted tongue. We've got a really solid heel counter. Lockdown wise, I'm having no issues with the lockdown. I barely need to even tie these laces up. My shoe just sits within that padding and holds tight. However, with this flexible knit upper, some people may find they may slide off the shoe a little bit. So just be wary about that one. But for me personally, I've had no lockdown issues. I'm absolutely loving it. Fit wise, definitely true to size. However, toe box is narrow for a New Balance shoe. So again, just be wary about that one as well. But again, I did cover it in my first impressions review. For the Australian summer, this is a hot upper and it's not the most breathable shoe. However, that is my only gripe with this upper. I love the upper. It's one of the most comfortable shoes I have ever worn, 9 out of 10. Right, so in the midsole here, they're using a new formulation of their Fresh Foam X. So compared to the previous versions, it actually feels lighter, it feels less dense and airy. And obviously that brings the reduction in the weight of this shoe. But stack height wise, 38 in the rear, 32 in the front, giving us a 6mm drop. Now geometry wise, there is a little bit of a rocket here, but I don't really notice the rocket effect in this shoe just because that foam is so soft. I still find the ride, it is super soft, super squishy, bouncy, it's poppy, it's enjoyable, and it's very flexible and it feels very nimble on the foot. It actually feels quite natural when you're running, and I haven't felt that in a shoe for quite a long time. I've been running in a lot of plated trainers, so it's actually good to feel a little bit of a natural foot strike back going in the shoe. So to get some flexibility through that foot, it's actually refreshing. Although the ride of this shoe is really, really enjoyable, it definitely does have its limitations. And I think the limitations are anything over an hour. So I think after an hour, I think the foam starts to get a little bit too squishy and the ride itself just becomes a little bit too much. I have that experience as well in the Nike Invincible. I know for those longer runs, I just like a shoe that's a little more firmer. So I haven't experienced any durability issues yet with the foam. I haven't experienced any flattening out, but it's important to note that I'm using it in rotation with other shoes. So that foam is having some time to recover. I think you may have a few issues with this shoe if you're just going to bang in it every single day. So I'm not too sure if it's suited for everyday use. But this shoe is going to be fine if you use it in rotation with your other shoes. Keep your runs under an hour, and for that reason, it's definitely still got a place in my rotation. I love the ride, 8.5 out of 10. Right, so in the outsole here, they're using their endurance rubber. So that is their new rubber compound. It's meant to be a little more durable than the other rubber that they've used in the previous versions. Their tread pattern as well, they're using a new tread pattern. So we've got their flex grooves going up and down the shoe instead of across the shoe. So that's actually meant to make the forefoot a little stiffer. I haven't noticed that. It's still a really flexible shoe. Now, the wear wise, so durability of the outsole, I haven't noticed any difference of this rubber compared to their other rubber. So to me, it's still wearing at about the same rate as what their other 1080s have been. So it's not too bad, but it's still, I'm still showing a fair bit of signs of wear here, but it's important to note this rubber, this new tread pattern, it takes absolutely nothing away from the ride. It doesn't make the ride slappy. It absolutely complements the ride. I really like the outsole rubber here. It's grippy enough for me. It's durable enough for me. That's why it's getting 8.5 out of 10. So for me, best use is certainly those easy recovery miles. So this one is definitely going to save those legs. So soft and so squishy. And also those days when you are struggling for motivation and you want to get out the door and you want a nice, enjoyable run, this one is going to do that. Again, I'd probably stay away from using it every single day. And this shoe is obviously going to be best for those runners who love a nice, squishy, soft ride. And also those runners who have got another shoe in rotation that they can swap with this one just to preserve the life of this one. And also those people that maybe don't run every day of the week and maybe run 2 or 3 times a week, this shoe is going to be right for you. Right, so your other options or competitors to this shoe. So firstly, the Asics Nimbus 25. That one is another high stacked, really soft, comfortable shoe. The foam in the Nimbus 25 is a little more firmer and dense is what you're going to find in this one, and it's also got a more pronounced rocket feeling in that one. It's probably going to be a little more durable as well. The Nike Invincible, so that one is going to deliver the same bouncy, poppy ride as this one. However, this shoe is more comfortable. And lastly, the New Balance More V4. So that one has got the same sort of foam. However, it's a bit more squishy and soft and probably not as versatile as this shoe. Right, so overall, this is a really nice shoe. So one of the most comfortable shoes that you're ever going to put on your feet. And it is just an enjoyable ride. So super enjoyable ride. But just remember, it definitely has its limitations. So keep your runs under an hour with it and don't use it every day, and this shoe is going to provide you lots and lots of joy. If you want an everyday shoe that you can bang out, probably steer away from this one. But for me, it's definitely got a spot in my rotation. It's a definite buy from me, and as you can see from the score there, cracked into the 40s. So a cracking score for the 1080 V13. And so if you've got any questions regarding my time in the 1080, or you want me to elaborate on anything that I've covered in the review, just drop them in the comments below. Love reading those ones. And once again, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you next time.